Welcome back to Fire Emblem Heroes. Today we'll be doing a summoning session on multiple banners actually, because we got tons of redeems to collect. Redeems, we have tons of tickets, but most importantly, we are going to be going after Sarah. Now I'm hoping to get two Sarahs, one for collection purposes and another one for return staff. Return staff is basically reposition, and this is really something that I need for my Emerin, as my Emerin is not a support unit but a combat unit. So having reposition will help her out a lot instead of like currently she runs rehabilitate. So yeah, currently she runs rehabilitate with what is it, return. With return, she'll be able to provide reposition support. So she'll be able to do something more because she practically never heals because she's always in the front lines. So yeah, we'll be going after return, and as well as we'll pass probably attack speed push. She already has joint drive rest, so that's I can pass that, and I cannot pass dazzling staff and return at the same time. So I am hoping for two. I will be sparkling for her regardless of it, but I do hope I get two. And of course, like I said, I will be collecting all of these tickets that I have on all of these banners. Starting with this one, I was debating whether to summon since it does have a sparking system, but I'm just gonna go for my free summon. Altina is the best unit in this banner, of course, and Bernie will be second choice if I don't get a red. If it's just red and green, then I'll go for Sephiron, but I hope. And of course, if it's all blue, then there's no choice there. So yeah, let's begin this redeems and tickets summoning session. So like I said, I will be going for red on the small chance of an Altina. 4-star at least. And it is Mr. Annoying himself, Elwood. Alright. So no Altina. We might try it again for her when she comes back in the double seasonal banners. But for now, let's start redeeming. I'm only gonna use redeems. Now for this one, I don't have a New Year's taco meme, but as a unit, he's just not that good. Kagami Mochi is already as a regular weapon in the game, so there's nothing to get out of him. So I will be going for Azura merges or Camilla merges. Hopefully there's no all blue because, well, there's no blue here. So yeah, no Azura, so we'll be going for Camilla. On these banners, I'm only gonna be cashing in my tickets and my redeems. And we have Selena. We still don't have Severa in the game, which I'm really hope she comes sometime soon. I like Severa. Alright, we'll do all the redeems before we start going on to the tickets. For this banner, red is the best choice since there's two reds. So I will be going green though because Fiorm is on the green. If there's a green orb, I will go after it. If not, then I will go red because red is the best value. Oh, we got Yarn. So this is our first free 5-star for the day. I already have him a +1, but he does have a solo skill if I'm not mistaken. Yes, so he has attack speed solo, which is very good if we want to pass. Oh no, she has attack speed push. So still attack speed solo is pretty good for skill inheritance. I do have a couple of units that have attack speed solo 4 that we can pass. We'll again redeem on this one, on this banner. Well, we'll leave it for last because I am gonna be since we have 9 tickets, I'm gonna be going for green and blue on all the orbs, so we'll leave this one for later. So let's collect on this ones. Of course, this will go for Hector because this encounter. I mean, there's really no other reason to go for either Tana or Luke. And we get Merrick. Not a good Merrick, because the good Merrick is seasonal. This is the bad Merrick. So in the Forging Bonds, it's funny because he says like, on this is, what is it, Camilla? Yeah, we'll go Camilla, since Camilla and Jenny are colorless. But yeah, on the Forging Bonds, you have like all the child units, child mages learning, and then you have a young Merrick saying like he takes classes from his older self, and they're all like wondering like they'll only get stronger once they're actually older. But unlike in this game, young Merrick is way stronger than the regular Merrick version. So it is kind of funny when you think about it like that, like game mechanics versus like I guess lore, you could say. So yeah, we will be starting on this banner. For this one, I will be going full circles because of course it's better for ore purposes. You get more out of you'll get to your sparking faster if you just summon on all orbs. Again, we are really hoping to get summon one Sarah, and so we can spark for the other one. But yeah, so for today's topic on my usual summoning rants, and since they're usually AR focused, so we'll be talking about Bolt of Heaven, which will be starting off next week. Hopefully, I thought it was going to start this week, but all they did was add we got Miranda. Okay, Miranda is a unit I am going to be. Originally, I was gonna go for Null as my red mage merch project, but Miranda has better offenses, so I will be actually going for Miranda as my merch project as opposed to Null. I just think she's better offensively. This is a plus res minus defense. Hopefully, if we do pick up another one along the way, she'll be a plus attack or plus speed. But yeah, so I thought Bolt of Heaven was supposed to start this week. They are in the tiers, and there's like no way for you to go past tier 28 just by normal gameplay, as the difference between tier 28 and tier 29 is about 2,000 points, and there's just no way for anyone to be able to climb that high. Even if you fall from Bolt of Heaven and start off at the lower tiers at tier 23, there still shouldn't be a way for you to get to tier 29. So I'm not sure why they made it like that. I thought like once you drop to tier 23, you'll at least have a chance to go up to tier 29. To go to tier 29, maybe even 30, but since those two tiers are really weird, as you're only able to access them by falling off of Bolt of Heaven. Like if you don't play at all, then you'll end up in tier 29 or 30, or at the beginning of the week if you lose your first match and you haven't play your match yet, you'll be in tier 30. But yeah. Oh, we got another Miranda. This is really good. But so on Bolt of Heaven, if you don't, hey, another plus defense, or no, the other one's plus rest minus defense. But yeah, in Bolt of Heaven, if you do your matches and not lose a unit during that match, like right now, if you lose a unit, as long as you have the bonus mythic for the week, you don't lose any points. It will be the same thing on the higher tiers, but if you don't lose any units, you'll get an additional 10 points. So, since we knew this before we knew the tiers and the breakdown of the tiers, like how high we go, I thought they were gonna, oh, we got Asbel, okay. That's pretty good. I was in need of a good green mage, so this is, he is a pretty good green mage, and I don't have like Zed or Lewin or Kid Merrick, so unfortunately minus attack plus defense. What's with these plus defense mages? Where was I? Oh yeah, so I thought that they were gonna take those 10 points into consideration when making the tiers for you going to tier 38. Man, all the Mirandas are coming home. If we had the feathers, we could plus 10 her. I mean, I'm not gonna go for plus 10, but oh, this is a neutral one. Okay. Back to what I was saying. Oh yeah, so I thought they were gonna take those 10 points into consideration toward level tier 38, but it is actually easier with the plus 10 that you'll be getting to get to tier 38 from tier 31 than it is for you to get to tier 28 from tier 21, which I find that odd and kind of weird. Like, it shouldn't be easier for you to climb on the higher tiers than it is for you to climb on the lower tiers. But yeah, I do find that odd that they decided to went that route. That means if you're like a someone who just barely gets into tier 27 on a weekly basis, like sometimes you do, sometimes you're not. If you get into tier 27 just one, you're pretty much guaranteed to have an easier week during the Bolt of Heaven, while you're on Bolt of Heaven. Even if you don't make it to tier 38 and fall down, I mean, you'll still get better rewards, and you will still climb higher than by points collected than if you had just not make it. So it is pretty much paramount that if you want to just better rewards, that you at least try to get into Bolt of Heaven every other week. So like you'll make it and then you fall off, and then you'll start tier 23, which will make it a lot easier for you to get to tier 28, to start tier 31, and so on and so forth. So I guess the plan is for people to either stay in Bolt of Heaven, or just, if you fall off, to have an easier time getting on the next season. And speaking of seasons right now, it used to be the light dark season was what people consider easy season, and Astra Anima season what people consider the hard season for climbing purposes. But that seems to have reversed. So I hope I get Azara right here. That seems to have reversed now. Most people consider Astra to be the easier season, while light to be the hard season. That's mostly because, yes, we did get Sarah. Okay, that means I don't have to go past the free zone, this spark. Please don't be like minus attack like everybody else. Okay, plus speed plus minus defense. She already has terrible defense, so this is really good. All right, so I got one, which is what I wanted to be able to summon one. And now I can spark the other one to get, oh yes, with this my Emery is now a +9. So if I could get one more, I'll finally be able to +10 Emery. But yeah, as I was saying, it's mostly because of the new mythics we have gotten. We still don't have an Astra mythic that gives resistance, but a unit like Regan is just so powerful because of Kanto. The ability for you to like go in and break a panic manner and come back out, or go in and test a trap and come back out, like it is so incredibly useful that just her alone helps bring the difficulty down on Astra Season. Now, she's completely a player face unit. Like she can take a hit like every now and then, but she's definitely not a tank. So her job is to hit and cancel out. A lot of people are going with a Gale Force set for her. I don't think that's the best use of her, as she's supposed to be. As she's better used for sniping purposes, like just to hit a unit and kill it and come back out, which is why I ran mine with Hardy Bearing. So she's able to take care of for example, Celebs, who usually run Vantage. So they'll get into combat with a unit, drop low on health, and have Vantage Vengeance ready. But if you have Regan with Hardy Bearing, she'll just go in, kill him, come back out, and it completely gets her to the point of having to go against him, or going against a bike with Hardy Bearing. That means she can just go hit him, he'll counter back to her, and then she'll just kill him. So the reason I don't like the Gale Force set is because sometimes you just want to go in and kill a very specific target, and you need them dead in order for you to be able to proceed. Like, kill them because they're a huge threat, and her having her special ready off the bat makes it extremely easy for you to do that. Instead, if you have Gale Force, yeah, you can hit and you can run off, but if you hit someone if that unit that you need to kill has guard, then you're stuck. Like, sure, you'll still be able to pull out thanks to Kanto, but you have a higher chance of killing it if you activate your special than if you don't. Which is the reason I don't think that she should be run with Gale Force. Now, yeah, like with Gale Force, you could hit one unit, move over, hit another unit, and come back out with Kanto. And while that is cool, it's not useful in all situations. Now, being able to snipe a unit is always useful. All right, that was all for tickets, so we'll now begin using orbs. So yeah, having Regan on Astra Season has helped Astra Season a lot. Another reason why Light became a lot more difficult is because of the dark mythic heroes. For example, Hell can be a real problem if you don't have any way to one-shot her, as in get her from full health all the way to 1 when she procs her miracle. Oh, we got Setheth. Cool. This is my second Setheth. I got one on his original banner. Plus defense. I think the one I have is also plus defense. But yeah. Hell, like, if you can stop her from healing and just one-shot her, then yeah, it's good. But because of her B skill and her miracle ability, she's big pain, and it's the reason why most people are starting to run a lot more mages on light season. As in, I'm not talking about Peony being a mage because she's mostly used for dancers and on the off chance to finish something off, not actually a combat unit. But yeah, so we have been hell, and then there's of course Bramimon, which is incredibly annoying because he just wants to 1v1 everyone. He has most tanks nowadays are speed tanks or do not like completely ignore their speed. So most tanks tend to have enough speed that Bramimon is able to get his guaranteed follow-up attack unless they're running like no follow-up, which is also another problem because most tanks, wow, that's the second Asbo. So we don't have to worry about minus attack now since we got two of them. And this one is a plus res, okay. But yeah, so his kit is extremely good, like being able to fight the enemy on one-on-one, being able to run hardy bearing to oppose. Okay, I did not expect a Hubert. What does even Hubert have for fodder? Because I already have one. Roar Fox is no longer rare since Null has it now. So Infantry Hexblade, which is it's an okay ability, but it's very hard to use. Mostly because it needs you to be adjacent. But yeah, so it's in having like attack defense push on a magic unit is pretty good because he already has really good defenses. Back to Bramimon, of course. And you can run him with Hardy Bearing to deal with Vantage units or deal with Brave Ike and stuff like that. So Bramimon is a huge threat, and Infantry Pulse, I have noticed that it's a little more common on light season. Another set that's okay. It's a lot more common on light season than on Astro season. So yeah, a lot of people are considering light to be the hard season now, as opposed to Astra, which was what most people used to complain that Astra was just too difficult. Now, for out of the 4 fairies, since we have 1 fairy per season, yeah, like light, dark, Astra, in Anima, I consider Mirabilis to be the best one because of her debuffing abilities. So having her on Anima does make it still keeps the pressure on Astra, even if people consider it a lot easier. However, due to units like Fallen Ike and Bronia, which pretty much make their home on Astra season nowadays, due to the amount of debuffs. I think debuffs are more prominent in Anima, on an Anima team on Astra season than they are on a Dark team on Light season. So Bronia being able to ignore, Brave Hector being able to ignore and debuffs, and of course Fallen Ike being able to power himself up with debuffs, I believe is also another reason it has helped people lead to the idea that Astra is a lot easier, or at least for those people who use those specific units, is help make Astra a lot easier for them. Now, I don't use any of them. I don't use Fallen Ike, I don't use Bronia or Brave Hector. I don't really use a lot of the common units to tank. I mean, I tank with an Emerin. I mean, show me somebody else who's using Emblem as their tank. Alright, so with this, we completed our 40 summons. So we will now be getting Sarah. We didn't pick up a single, what's his name? Well, hold on, I'm not even gonna, I'll check his name in a second again. Don't want to accidentally summon him. But yes, with this Sarah, I can now give return to Emblem, which is really useful for me. And we did manage to pick up a couple of 5 stars along the way. Unexpectedly, we picked up 2 Asphals. Yeah, Ronan. So it was pretty good. 3 Mirandas. The 1 Sarah that we picked up by someone, and 2 Asphals plus man, I am terrible with names. My memory is horrible when it comes to remembering names. Hubert. Oh, and Yarn. Alright, so now we will be summoned on this one. Now, I think the 2 best units in this, well, the 3 best units in the entire banner are, of course, Duo Alphonse, Duo Peony, and Nearest Beloria. Now, for Nearest Beloria, I already have her because I did pick up the one in the bundle. So this is why I won't be going for, I hope I get more Alphonse than Beloria. And for green, Leth is still a really good unit, and she does have a good solo and LOL skill if you want to fodder her, but of course, we hope for Peony. So I'll be summoning until I run out of tickets, and summoning all the blues and greens along the way. For colorless, I do think that Plumeria is a really good unit, and especially for foddering purposes, being able to pass close ward, attack, defense, rain. At the same time, it's really good for flyers, or, well, yeah, flyers, because there's a the only ones they use. Or if not, you can still pass close ward and quick repose. And Selkie is a really good mage tank, but it's better to have like mixed bulk in AR. Kaden is okay, I mean, and same thing for Anna. Anna is a really good, well, her bow is really good at inflicting debuffs, and she has a really good rest stat for it. But again, they're pretty much, it's a good thing that they're sharing color, because they're pretty much what most people, I believe, would skip unless they're like Anna fans or Kaden fans. So blue and green is what I'm going for, and of course I don't get blue or green, so I'll use this for this colorless stone, and that's it. So yeah, Astra, I still find Astra a little hard for me. Most of the time I don't even know which units to bring. One of my biggest problem with the Astra season is that 3 of the mythics are red. Plumeria, Altina, and Regan. Meaning that the team can become very red heavy if you're trying to run a red tank. That is not Altina. Like, Altina is a good tank on Altina bonus seasons. But outside of that, you have to build extremely supportive team around her. But like, I haven't used my Itsuki on Astra season in a long time, because like, I don't want to bring a team with 4 red units, and I kind of have to bring both Regan and Altina, since they're the only 2 that have merges. So for scoring purposes, I need to bring both of them. And it's either bring Plumeria for the HP buff and the Plumeria gives what speed for those buffs, or just bring another color dancer, a different color dancer. So it just doesn't make too much sense to not bring her and instead of bringing a different dancer, unless you're using Altina to tank. Then you can still bring other dancers, which is pretty much the best way to do it. Just bring lots of dancers for Altina. So yeah, that is one of my problems. Like, it is just too red heavy. I mean, you have 3 red units and a blue one, which is Naga. And Naga is not the most... she's definitely not the best unit for carry purposes. Most people used to just use her as a smite bot, or like to bring tactics buffs, or for dragon effectiveness. But yeah, in Unknown Light, we have Peony, which is a dancer, but she's very frail, unlike Plumeria, which is really slow, but at least has high attack and high res. Peony is semi-fast, and that's pretty much all it is. She has mildly high attack, like not really good, but not the worst amongst dancers. But of course, her main purpose is for you to be able to use her order skills, which is, that's where her true benefit comes in from running Peony. Being able to teleport your units, move, make it easier to position your units, especially like over terrain like mountains or forest if you run a cavalry unit or whatever, you know. So being able to position your units better, easier, is pretty much the main benefit of having Peony. Air at the least can do some tanking of mages, and she can take a hit or two from Hell, because Hell targets res. And again, she can snipe a unit every now and then. Although a lot of people tend to put Temari on her, I don't really like using Temari on her because it just kills her offensive potential. So I'd rather her being able to kill something than me needing for me to need to kill something and then her not having the attack or the speed that Lifia Bird provides over Temari. And again, colorless and red only. Not a lot of green orbs either. But yeah. And then of course we have the goat, which again, she's a really good tank, and because of damage reduction, and against a team that uses a lot of buffs, like an enemy team that uses a lot of buffs, she's amazing on that because she gets power up, which is why she's actually kind of better on a defense team. It's just that putting her on a defense team is just asking for you to lose points, which is why it's optimal now just to run the two mythics, and everybody else either in season legendaries or properly blessed units, as opposed to no mythics, running no mythics, which people still do because of infantry posts. Like, they want to have their units be the specific HP so they can activate this specific special on this specific unit in the specific order. So there's still people who run no mythics, but you never know. Like, sure, your team could get win 90% of all matches every week, but there can be a week where you just lose 3 matches only in the whole entire week, and just happens to be those 3 matches you lost were the ones that counted, and they completely wipe your team. So it's just too much of a gamble for me. I don't really think you should run anything but 3 mythics. I mean, 2 mythics, anybody else blessed. Now, when we get the this month's mythic should be a defensive mythic, possibly Astra. No, possibly Anima. Anima's is mythic hero, and that mythic hero will allow us to bring an extra hero, an extra unit for a defense team. So being able to have a 7-unit defense team. Man, we haven't gotten anything on this banner. We're about 713. And we ran out of tickets. We had a lot of better luck on the other banner. But yeah, so we'll be able to run 7 units. And at that point, yeah, you can run triple mythics as long as you make sure that that last mythic is on the extra unit position. And you need to make sure that you put them in the extra unit position for the defensive team. Otherwise, they will count toward your score if they're among the main 6. And I believe like you for those teams, you're not allowed to use, like, the 7th unit is not allowed to do anything until all other units move. So that is also something to consider, to which unit you're going to put on that spot. If you're going to go with a mythic, they'll still be able to give the mythic effect. So whatever they buff plus the 5 HP to all other units. But they will not be able to do anything until at least 1 unit has died, as I am led to believe that that's how it works. Ooh, we run out of tickets and we have nothing to show for this banner. I really hope like I get something out of it. But yeah, it is still left to see how Bolt of Heaven is going to be when it comes to matches. Like, in theory, you should be fighting, you should be encountering better defense teams, and people who attack your defense team should be better players. But again, in theory, okay, so we got left. I was hoping for Peony if I was gonna get a green one. But again, I have no problem with left. It's a plus attack. Okay, that's pretty good. Alright, we'll just summon these 2 colorless. And I believe, since we just ran out of tickets, then that will be it for this as well. Hopefully with this high pity rate, I can at least get something out of this colorless. So yeah, it's still up to see. Nope, we got nothing. What kind of units what kind of teams we're gonna encounter Bolt of Heaven. I mean, you still have easy matches because, again, there's still people who have good defense teams but not like hyper optimized. Still gonna go for Fjorm. If not, I'll go of course for Reds. But again, these ones are just tickets. So yeah, I'm kind of excited to see how it's gonna be once we get to Bolt of Heaven. Now, Null, I was planning on building you, but as I just said, you have been replaced by Miranda. Colorless, there's no blue on this banner. So yeah, what are your guys' thoughts on Bolt of Heaven? Are you like someone who consistently gets tier 27, 28? Are you excited to go for Bolt of Heaven? I will say this: if you don't actually get into Bolt of Heaven, do not expect to come in anywhere near top 6K at the very least. Just because of how easy, well, saying easy, but once people get in there, it's easier to get back in it. Then if you don't usually get there, then you're not prepared to fall farther back on the rankings when you're ending. Just because people will be in Bolt of Heaven 1 week, then new people will get in the next week. Some people will fall down, and there'll be basically 3 tiers consistently in Bolt of Heaven. Bolt of Heaven that drops on Light Season, and Bolt of Heaven that drops on Astro Season. So out of those 3 tiers, if you don't usually get to tier 27, you're gonna be on the last tier. So I don't even know if you'll be able to get top 10K. Okay, Kaden. This is unexpected but really good. I don't have a Kaden, and this is the better Kaden of the other Kaden that's in the other banner. Plus attack, okay, that's not bad. Minus defense, not so great, but all he is kitsunifying. So that's pretty good. Might be able to use him for something. And right. But yeah, like, are you someone that consistently gets to tier 27, 28? Do you think that the tiers are too low? Like, scoring to get into the next tier is too low? Or do you think that it should have been higher, like more spaced out? Or do you think that it's fine that you get are able to get such a huge buffer at the end? Now this one is Azura. So let me know what your thoughts are. Also, do you consider Light to be the hard season, or do you consider Astro to be the hard season? Do you use the units that ignore debuffs on Astro season or on Light season? So like, if you use Bronya, is she on your Light season or is she on your Astro season? Same thing for Fallen Ike and Brave Hector. I still see a lot of people use Brave Ike on Light season though, so I guess that's still, I mean, he still has a place in. Not everybody builds with Hardy Bearing in mind, or even if you have a unit with Hardy Bearing, Brave Ike is still able to tank. It also depends on where that Hardy Bearing unit is, on which or what unit it is. What is your usual strat? Like for me, all my strats are usually just tanking. That's all I play. I play tanks only. Occasionally, I do go with a hit and run with Gale Force. Not so much. Only like if Leaf. If it's water season and I use Leaf, and I usually use Leaf and Legendary Erica together. Mostly again for hit and run purposes. Alright, this is the last of all our tickets. And Lilina. Still trying to find out a place for Legendary Lilina. I mean, she's definitely gonna go on my cab line during Duma bonus week. Alright, we clear all our tickets, and our appearance rate on this banner is at 325. I do have some tickets. I don't really know if I should go for another one, or at least to clear my pity rate. I don't want to end up like at 6%, but we'll summon until we get another 5-star just so we can end with 0 pity rate. And again, on this banner, I'm okay with going for everything since I already got both Sarahs. I mean, if I get a third one, I'm not gonna complain. It won't be this, although this is Sarah, not Sarah. But yeah. Return Plus is really good. Like, I didn't know I needed it until we got it. Being able to have reposition on Emblem is just gonna make her a lot more useful when positioning units. And since I usually partner her up with Flame, her being able to reposition Flame and Flame being able to use drawback on her is gonna be extremely useful. But yeah, so what else? I mean, I pretty much talked everything I wanted to say about the Vault of Heaven changes, and it's pretty much the only game mode that has gotten a big change. The only other one that has gotten a change lately is Pawns of Loki. That will be having yet another change when it comes back later this month, as I believe they will be adjusting again the combos for turn 4, 5, and 6, I believe it is. Oh wow, Silk. Okay, so this completes it. We didn't have to spend a lot of orbs. I'm really glad. Didn't have Silk before. A neutral Silk. I like neutral units. I think neutral units are harder to get than non-neutral units, but yes, staff expertise is pretty good. I mean, I have people like throw away all the expertise skills, but I like using them whenever I level my units. I use expertise and the valors if I have them, and with this I do have valor, and staff expertise. Alright, so now this is truly the end. So let's take a look at everything we summon. We begin from right here. So yeah, this is the Baloria I picked up with the on the ore pack. And this is the Eldegan, the Resplendent one we got with the Fepas. But this is what we got. We got a plus defense minus HP Yarn, plus defense minus attack Asbo, plus speed minus defense Sarah, which I believe this is the one I'm gonna keep. A plus rest minus defense Asbo. So yeah, one is plus defense, one is minus defense. A plus speed minus HP Huber. I'll have to check what my other one is. The Sarah that we spark for. A plus attack Leth, plus attack Kaden, and a neutral Silk. So let's check that Huber, what our other Huber is. HP res, both of them are minus HP. Interesting. And our New Year's Leth. This is plus defense minus res, and this is plus attack minus def. So I will be merging, yeah, I'll merge them into my plus attack one. That'll give her a little more rest. But yeah, that is pretty much it for this summoning session. Glad we didn't spend as much orbs as I thought we were gonna end up spending. We started with like we have 400. I believe we were just a little over 400 orbs, so that means we spend, let's just say, somewhere about 150. So that's not too bad. We got what we wanted out of these banners. I mean, I was hoping I could get one of these 3 heroes. Where's the other one? No, actually, no. One of these two. Yeah, I was hoping I could get one of these two heroes, Peony or Alphonse, but like I said, I don't mind left. And we did pick up the better Kaden, the one that is actually a support unit, as opposed to this one, which is more of a combat unit. So yeah, that is it for this summoning session. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye.